Hey, in the immortal words of Logan Nine Fingers, shit. Let me do my final check-in of the last argument of Kings, this being a complete spoilerific talk about chapters 48 to, well, 60. 60 is really the copyright track, 59. Well, we'll call it just 60 because it's a nice round number, of the last argument of Kings, the final, the final novel in the first Law trilogy. And goddamn, here is grim dark done grimly and darkly, and in a way that was just so satisfying. Such a satisfying ending. Yes, I find myself really pleased as I kind of do my Sandan Gluckter hiss. Let's start off with Sandan Gluckter. He completes his arc from a twisted, so a man whose body has been twisted and broken and has fallen in to do torture because that's all he knows now. That's all he's good for. And he completes his arc into being a torturer. He starts out that way, and you know, I think there's an expectation, because I had it at the beginning, was like, oh, he's going to turn out to be the hero of this novel, this series, and he's not. There is no heroes, and that is strangely satisfying, in the sense of anyone else would have lightened Sandan Gluckter, would have made him human, which he is human, but he's human in that kind of monstrous way. And we do get him. He survives. He makes it. He knows that the Archlector is using the occult arts to try and off everybody. He makes it there. He stops him. And everyone thinks that the Archlector is indeed dead. Baylor, fuck, god damn his name, the first of the Magi, decides, like, you are the perfect person to be my man here while I leave, do my Gandalf fucking off. You are the one who will hold the reins to power, who will hold the reins to Giselle, and ensure that everything is done correctly. You are experienced in working for ruthless monsters, so you can work for me quite comfortably. And so he does. When someone comes to him and says, like, what is it? One of the head guys on the council who's just a drunkard, but a drunkard who sort of knows his job. It's like, Artie, West's sister. She's pregnant. She's obviously pregnant with Giselle's child. We need to offer. He says, like, I will take care of that. And he goes in, and it's funny. Of the things, not for a moment did I think that he was going to kill her. He's going like, oh God, I can't believe I have to do this. I don't want, she's going to hate me. She's going to hate me. And he proposes to her. And her being kind of an alcoholic, damaged, battered person goes, yeah, sure. That sounds good. That sounds reasonable. And you can see that they are actually going to have, fairly abusive and contentious and maybe actually human kind of life, and she knows exactly the kind of monster he is. She took him on a tour of his take Artie to work day, where she saw him torture people and do all sorts of things. She's going into this with her eyes open, and it's like, yes. In the end, yeah, he's snapping the reins on Giselle for Baylor. Bias. That's it. Bias. He's snapping the reins for Bias. I got it finally. Bias. First of the Magi. And in the end, West comes to see him. West, who was exposed to whatever the fucking horrible radiation of the sea was and is dying, and indeed has a spasm and looks like he's probably going to be, he will die right then. Just basically thanks Glockdor for, you're taking care of my sister. Good. And, and they, as two men with ruined bodies, Glockdor is actually able to kind of treat him with a kind of clear-eyed respect, no kind of like, oh, things will get better bullshit or things like that. And then one of the men that he came back from the north with, that he liberated from that camp, that political camp, Pike, actually turns out to be one of the guys that Glockdor was torturing, I think, at the very beginning of the series. And it's like, oh, he's going to kill him. It's like, I'm horribly scarred. It's like, there's nothing left in me. And Glockdor's like, fine, kill me. And he's like, but the guy can't kill him. It's like, yeah, it's not because you have any pity or anything like that. It's just like, what's going to happen next? And he says, well, I can show you something. And so Pike lets him up, and he takes him up the stairs. He's got his office, because this is the one thing. It's like, finally I'm in command. His office is on the ground floor. But up, there's a chamber, and in that chamber is the former Arch-Lector Sandor, naked, chained. It's like, I demand a trial. It's like, you're not getting a trial. It's like, no one knows you're alive. You're just here because I want you here. It's like, well, fine, whatever. What questions you want? It's like, we don't want questions. We want amusement. It's like, what kind of amusement can you have, you ruined, cockless, kind of deformed, malformed thing, and you and your this horrible sidekick here? It's like, we can amuse ourselves with torture. And it's like, and he says, he looks to Pike and he says, is it Lecter, or what's he called? Lecter Pike. Would you show the prisoner the instruments? Pike looks at him, looks at the former Arch-Lector, opens the case, and that's where he's at. He is a torturer. He doesn't have anything else. He's going to work for a monster. He's going to be a monster. He is not the hero. And that's strangely refreshing, invigorating. It's like he's kind of accepted who he is. He's lost, in some ways, he's lost who he was before, which was probably an arrogant, pampered, aristocratic asshole. Maybe who wasn't, who looked good, but maybe wasn't as any more of a good person than Sandan Glockdor, the Arch-Lector, is now. So there's that. There is Logan. Should I leave Logan? I'm going to leave Logan for last, because Logan started this thing and Logan can end this thing. Pharaoh finds that she has been changed, really radically changed. One of the of Kaloon's words, the head one, comes for her and tries to kill her, but it turns out she's become something else, something not human herself. If she wasn't even human before, but she's even more so. She kills him, and she's like, "Okay, I'm going to the Gurkish Empire, and I'm fucking killing them all. I'm killing the emperor, whatever the fuck he is, and Kalul, or maybe, and she's gonna kill them all." It's like revenge. It's all revenge. She's lost her humanity in all of this. That is the price that she has paid for her quest for revenge. It's just like it's consumed her completely. She's not going to kill Baez, because Baez actually kept his word. It's like, yeah, he promised him her revenge, so fine. She'll kill everybody else. Maybe then she'll come back and kill Baez, but not yet. Yeah, West is going to die. Who else do we have? Artie is married. Sandan Gloktar. I feel like I am missing people other than Logan and his crew. Maybe that's it. Well, let's do Baez. Baez. Um, Baez is what Gandalf is through a dark lens. He is a immortal, all-powerful being, and as such, he has a conversation with very direct conversation with Giselle. Giselle, I guess, is who I haven't talked to. Giselle tries to rebel. Giselle tries to tell Baez to fuck off. And Baez magically puts him in the vice grip and scares the living shit out of him. Literally scares the living shit out of him. And cows him and breaks him, and informs him, like, look, I am an immortal being, basically. You fucking sheep live for brief seconds, and I have to keep on educating you every time, and it gets tiresome. This is this is Gandalf seen through the dark lens, not the kind of the avuncular old guy who can get angry every once in a while, but has got your interest at heart. No, this is a guy that has got such a gigantic cosmic scale view of things that the little ants that he crushes along the way, whether they're good ants or evil ants, enemy ants or tool ants, make no difference to him whatsoever. Baez has been controlling all of this. Baez will continue to control all of this. You can see why Gloktar is like, okay, yes. As Gloktar tells his former arch-lector, it's like, you had no chance against Baez, none whatsoever. I'm going to work for him and survive. There's no, and it's like Baez has been doing this forever and ever, which is like, it's a total analogy for a Gandalf, and shows a very kind of a darker view of the world. But it's almost one of these things of like, oh, this is Lord of the Rings if J.R.R. Tolkien was not such a sunny fellow, with obviously looking at things through a mythic viewpoint. This is someone who's Joe Abercrombie looking at things through a much more kind of grimdark, kind of realist. What would that psychologically do to a being to be immortal and all powerful and just pulling all these levers all the time? It's like, it's fucking amazing. I can actually go a little bit into Giselle, because Giselle has wife troubles, and Gloktar, being the smart cookie he is, says like, oh, I'll go talk with her. He goes to talk with her, and yes, there's that lady again who got in Giselle's face, who he whacked. But when he threatens her, this lady kind of, they clutch to each other, and Gloktar goes, oh, how much into men are you? So he, as the good torturer, knows exactly what pressure point to hit, which is, we're going to take your lady into custody, and if you don't do what we say, she will be getting basically getting raped by all of his henchmen in his thing, day and night, for the rest of however long her life is, and that completely breaks Giselle's scornful, not interested in men, foreign princess who thinks she is completely above the bastard. Giselle was actually not a bastard; that was completely made up. So that breaks her. She starts, being, basically, yes, okay, I'll have sex with him as much as I can, as quickly as I can, to get, they basically want two boys, two girls, cranked out, and then you'll be somehow free to go, or we'll let her free to go. Yeah, yeah, really, really fucking horrible, and realpolitik. Basically, one of the things Baylor was like, Baez wanted to get done was, we need heirs, and that is a part of his job, Glockner's job, and Glockner gets it done. Yes, Baez let Giselle know, it's like, you're not the king's bastard. I bought you off of a whore for 6 marks. She wanted 20, but I bargained her down because I like to get a good deal. I had like a ton of you all lined up. You just happened to be the one that lined up well. You're by chance, by luck, you're the one who actually worked out. And watching you in our trip, that futile trip across the thing, that actually, yes, that worked. I could see that you were going to be king material. Doesn't mean like a great man or anything, and also that you were a complete fucking coward. Baez, holy crap. Baez is the terrifying monster. It's interesting. We never got to see the Prophet Kaloon in any of these things, and we didn't need to, because Baez really does turn out to be the final boss, the final monster, and he is unvanquished in these novels. He wins. He breaks the first law himself. He has a Death Eater on his own payroll. There are no rules. The only rule is to win, and then you get to do the thing. Now, let me just finish off, gloriously finish off with our most favorite serial killer, Logan Ninefingers. Logan Ninefingers goes back north. He leaves Dogman to try and make deals with the Union to bring troops up, because he knows he's going to need troops to basically put down people who are going to be against him in the north, which Dogman, who is almost completely done with them, is like, you said we're going to make things grow. It's like, you said we're going to be done with the fucking killing. He really, even his best friend, fucking Dogman, hates him now. And he goes back north, where he'd left Black Dow to take care of things. And Black Dow did take care of things. He made friends with the 2 guys who had scurried off. They go into the thing, and Shivers is standing behind him. And Shivers kind of looks at they're gonna, it's like time to kill. And Shivers looks at him and goes, "Fuck this. You fucking do this on your own if you fucking want." He says to Black Dow, drops his sword, walks out. 2 Khals come in and shut the doors behind, and they go at him. I'd like to just stop with Shivers right there, because holy shit, Shivers is the one who said, "Fuck this. I don't need revenge. I don't need it this bad. I'm not going to get sucked into this bullshit. I'm just going to walk away." There is the guy who got the happy ending in the story. One minor character who just went, "Screw this," and walked away and remained human. So yeah, they go at it. And Logan is really fucked. He kills 1 or 2, but they're coming at him, and he goes, "Okay, well, I can try and battle. I'm not going to make it. Well, fuck this. Then I'm going to take the best. I see one other way out, and I'm going to take it." So what does he do? He takes a run. He runs fucking flat out, and he jumps out that window, and he goes flying through the air, and he goes, "Wow, that was a fucking stupid thing to," smashes into the water, and it's dark, and he's into the water. And you know what? That is exactly how this fucking First Law trilogy opened, was Logan Ninefingers getting knocked off a cliff, getting separated from his buds, who turned out, once he got reunited with them, that he was the worst fucking thing that ever happened to them. He's a fucking serial killer, but the cycle maybe continues, or maybe he fucking dies, but probably it continues, and he just continues being Logan Nine Fingers. Um, um, as Black Dow says, you know what's worse is a fucking villain who actually convinces himself he's a good guy and will come up with any fucking excuses to excuse his horrible behavior. And I mean, Logan Nine Fingers is a goddamn serial killer. He is somebody who every once in a while just turns into the Bloody Nine and will kill anything, everything around him, in a kind of a horrible nihilistic blackness. Uh, this is a wonderful. I can see why this is the series that kind of should get held up as sort of the grim dark, because wow, does such an awesome job of kind of taking kind of a Tolkien-esque kind of fantasy stuff and just kind of twisting it enough to you get to see, you know, a dark Gandalf, maybe a kind of a Conan figure in Logan, the Bloody Logan. You know, the noble knight king, bastard king character, and it's like, oh, what's the political expediency of that? You know, the wounded, tortured, scarred soul who, like, you know, well, it turns out to be, you know, god damn it, do I have it? I have the key. Sorry, a little bit of a. It's like, yeah, just tremendous series. I really enjoyed this. I don't know. I feel like I just reviewed the last book. I don't know if I'll do a review of it or if I'll just kind of do a little sum up of the entire series as a final little video on this with the lights on, maybe. But yeah, fabulous. Hats off to Joe Abercrombie for that. Really enjoyed myself, and in 3 freaking novels with no filler, all killer. More videos later.